Guys, man. Dude, I just can't believe this, bro. Like I expected greatness, but nothing like this, man. Listen to me, bro. So I was at work earlier, man. And I'm, it was just like a normal day, gonna get out at 5, man, gonna go home. I was planning on doing some news on Gintama, reading some Kingdom, doing the Recon's piece, man, I was gonna keep it as simple as that. I go on my lunch break, man. I go on Facebook, and my boy Zaki, who never, and I mean ever, posts anything spoiler-wise for One Piece, posted something in our Facebook group that we have for the series. So I look at it, and it's this brand new thing that I haven't seen, and I'm like, did I just get spoiled on tomorrow's color page? But I said no, because my boy Zaki he doesn't do such a thing. So I click on it, and I see. Well, hold on. Before I continue, if you do not want to get spoiled on the special that Oda's doing for the 20th anniversary, please leave the video. Please leave the video, because I'm about to go in. So, one of the specials is an Ace Sabo Luffy What If. And what if Ace was alive, right? And I'm looking at this thing. I'm looking at this first picture, and I'm like, by the gods, this looks goat. Like Oda's gonna do but whenever I saw those three. And then when I looked at the next picture, bro, I mean, I have a picture of my phone when I was yelling at my boy Josh through WhatsApp messages, because I was going absolutely insane, man. I was going absolutely insane when I saw this page. Once again, before I say it, man, dude, please leave the video if you do not want to get spoiled on the Ace Sabo Luffy flippin' What If story. There is a panel. One panel that I saw on there, bro. I mean, when I saw this, it was like the epitome of holy sweet mother of flagnards. I've been in the One Piece community for so many years. We have theorized for so long a what if scenario of what if Ace would have stayed alive, bro. What if Sabo would have been there? What would have happened then? And in this very particular panel, we see Sabo push Ace and Luffy out the way. Akainu went down for the punch, and Sabo said, "Not today, boy." He said, "Ooh." Son, when I saw that, I was sitting down, man. I was eating. I nearly choked, bro. I legitimately, I nearly choked, man. We're not playing any games here, guys. This is big news! Big news, damn it. And I'm sitting here, man. I'm out of this world. I'm mind blown. Like, what am I reading here? Normally, when I see something like this, I'm enraged. Like, I can't believe I just got spoiled. But when I saw this, I was like, bro, and especially because it wasn't a part of the actual tomorrow's chapter, but it's a part of this special that Oda's doing for the 20th anniversary, man. So I said it to my boy Josh, because his favorite character is Ace, and he's like the one person that I can always go to in like out of my real life friends that also has One Piece as his favorite, and that's very passionate about the series. But the one thing that he has always had is that Ace is his favorite character. That's never changed, and I don't think it ever will. So I sent him that. So at first I said, listen, man, what I'm about to send you might be one of the biggest things that you've ever seen, bro. Especially for you, man. Especially as a man who loves this character. So he said, no, man, it can't be, bro. So I sent him the picture, man, and all you see is the Not only are we getting an Ace novel, man, which have you seen the artwork for that thing? That thing looks gold. Not only are we getting Ace novel, we're getting this Ace Sabo. Bro, I can't believe what I'm saying here, man. Like seriously, if you have been in this community for a long time, if you have been in this community for even just a couple months, man, you know how many what if scenarios we have in this community. Like YouTube videos all the time, man. That we've had in live stream discussions. What if freaking What if Akainu would have been a pirate, right? You know, that ever since the discussion Oda brought up, he would have found One Piece in a year. You know, we started talking about the what if situation with that. You know, what if Luffy was a marine? You know, you see that video topic a lot from a lot of One Piece YouTubers. You know, what if what if Zoro would have never, what about if Kuino would have never died in his flashback? What if Zoro actually, Zoro's his eye was the Sharingan? Like, you know, that type of theory type of things that we do here in the One Piece community, man. You know, for me, you know, what if Sanji is royalty? Those type of things, you know, the discussions, the theories that we've had for so many years. This is one of those discussions that we brought up so many times, man. I remember back in the day, whenever I was in Hangouts all the time, and we would always say, like, what if Ace would have never died? His potential was insane. You know, what about if he would have continued living, and how would he be today? You know, how strong would he be? How would he be as a person, as a character? What kind of influence would he have in the story, and whatnot? And you know, to see, when I saw that panel, man, it was like as if Oda was like answering all of our, just giving us his own what if. Like, this is what would have happened had Sabo made it to Marineford. What if Sabo would have made it to Marineford? He answered that question, bro. In that one single panel, when I saw that, I said, I cannot wait to see that. I cannot wait to read that, man. If you're an Ace fan, you're hyped right now because you're getting more Ace content and a lot of what ifs, you know, getting his novel and getting what is incoming here with this Ace, Sabo, Luffy, what if, man. I'm so excited for it because I love those three characters so much, man. To see Ace, Sabo, and Luffy in a what if, bro. Like, I wonder how far they're planning on going with that. Like, is it just gonna be there to Marineford and then what would happen like after? Because I mean, look, man, we have to look at it from a standpoint of, if Ace would have never died in Marineford, then would Luffy have ever decided to take that time skip and train? Because so if Ace was still alive, would Luffy have realized that he needed to train? Because it was because he had so many losses in a row that he decided, I'm not strong enough, man. I need to go out there and train. So if Ace is still alive, does that mean that Luffy goes back to the Straw Hats and they don't meet in Sabaody in 2 years? You know, like, those are the type of questions that I'm so interested in. What about Sabo? I mean, are Ace, Sabo, and Luffy about to go throw hands with Akainu and Marineford, bro? Like, I'm looking forward to seeing this thing, just see the amount of panels. That one chapter, if it's just a chapter, I don't even know how long it's gonna be. If it's just one chapter though, bro, the amount of panels of those guys together is, oh my gosh, man. I mean, my computer's gonna be filled with them, bro. Filled with them, man. Wallpapers. But, you know, there's so many questions that could be raised from that, like in discussions that could be held, you know, because we've talked about this before, like I said, so many times, whether it be in forums, on threads, here on YouTube, on live streams, during discussions, you know, a lot of these questions, man, and we're gonna see it, you know, what if Ace would never die? Like the Ace not dying, does that equate to Whitebeard not dying either? Like, so what's gonna happen? What are we gonna get in this what if story, man? I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see this parallel universe of One Piece of had Ace not died, you know, especially since that discussion's brought up so many times. Now we're getting like an actual what if scenario here from Jump, man. So that's good. Good Lord Almighty, man. I'll tell you, dude. When I saw that panel, man, I mean, there's so many what ifs that we always think about, bro. I mean, me personally, you know, what about if I never would have pulled out of Nami, man? I mean, you know, I'd be a very, very happy man. But damn it, you know, it's just, good God, bro. Ace, man. Ace, Sabo, and Luffy, bro. Marineford, man. Like, I can't stress enough how like the biggest smile and like the most hype. I mean, my hype, like if you have like a bar and like a little thing that goes up like this, I mean, this was me at work, man. Like, I have to still have the picture somewhere, but I was all the way up to here, man. Like, the entire day after I saw that panel, I was like, I gotta get home, man. I gotta talk about this, bro. I can't hold this in, man. I gotta talk about this, bro. Like, and luckily I made it through the shift, man. But I really wanted to come home and talk about this because there were so many different things that you could just think of from this, man. And I'm like, holy sweet mother of Flagnards, man. This is absolutely insane. But man, bro, we continue with the big news. because it doesn't stop there, man. If it stopped there, it would have been fine. I mean, I still would have lost my mind, but we would have been semi-alive. But then I read this, bro, and this right here has me shook, man. So along with what we're getting in the What If story with Ace, Sabo, and Luffy, we're getting 10 big upcoming projects for the 20th anniversary of One Piece. One of them is that. Let me go through them in order, man. Number 1, 10 projects. Listen, bro, we're getting the East Blue special, which if you have seen that, man, it looks so beast, bro. So beast, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what color page is going to be animated and whatnot, but we discussed that last time. So I'm looking forward to seeing that episode of East Blue special. God only knows. I'm excited for this Ace, Sabo, Luffy. I'm excited for Ace's novel as well. Like, and then this special humongous thing that Oda has planned for the end of the year, where it's going to be like this one culmination. From what I stated, I believe it's going to be like one massive color walk of like all 20 years of One Piece, all put together like in one thing, filled with interviews with never before seen things that Oda has stated in the past, maybe even some drawings, some prototype, manga panels, like stuff like that. I think would be awesome to show us. As I would love to own something like that as a fan of One Piece. But here we go, man. This is a 10 big upcoming projects for the 20th anniversary, man. Along with what I just said. Number 1 is the beginning of a serialization volume of Jump Remember Collaboration cover. So when it comes to this Remember Collaboration cover, I'm going to assume that it's going to be a group of collaborations with Oda and maybe other authors, another mangaka, where they're going to collaborate to remember the beginning of the series. To the journey of One Piece. So maybe it's gonna be like other, like, let's just say if it's Oda and if it's, I don't know, like a Kishimoto or something, since they're really good friends, man. Like Kishi could draw, like Zoro next to Luffy or Sanji next to Luffy or something around those lines, man. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm if that is the case, because once again it just says it's the beginning of the serialization volume of Jump Remember Collaboration cover, so I'm going to assume that means that it's going to be a collaboration with other mangaka. And then remember aspect, or remember part of it would be that they're remembering further on into the past, or like the memories and the years that One Piece has given us. Number 2, you turn over the front cover and it has Oda's illustration / message, man. Yo. A message and an illustration from the GOAT himself, bro. 20 years, man. Like, this issue is gonna have all this, bro. I mean, good God. Good God, bro. You turn over the front cover and has Oda's illustration and message. I'm looking forward to that. Number 3 is an opening poster, 20 years worth of emotions and thoughts, and a vow to progress into the future, bro. Like, that's the thing about One Piece, man, is like we've already had so much of this greatness, but there's so much greatness that we have yet to see, bro. Like, Oda said that Marineford is a side story compared to the final arc, man. Like, he has it planned, people, and I believe him. It's Oda. It's Oda. Number 4 is a filed appendix, Straw Hat Clan versus the Warriors of the New World, and the Confrontation Original Shogi. I have no idea in the flying flag nards what that could be, but it sounds exciting. Shogi, Straw Hat Clan versus the Warriors of the New World. It sounds like those filler episodes where we would have the Straw Hats taking on like Buggy, and back in like the samurai era. Those type of filler episodes that we used to have, but we'll see what happens. Number 5 is a complete serialization battle formation participation self-challenge project, Search for the Straw Hats. So this is going to be something that's going to invest and allow the participation of people who buy the actual physical copies of the magazine, maybe even those of us who buy the official Viz Shonen Jump volumes as well. So because it says it's going to be a battle formation participation self-challenge project, Search for the Straw Hats. So it's going to be something that's going to involve the audience. Number 6 is co-starring with Luffy A new plan with reader participation. Once again, yep, including reader participation, and readers of One Piece will be able to do something here. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it's hell. If it's going to involve the readers, I'm looking forward to that most certainly. Number 7 is One Piece X School of Jump Special Project. Sounds pretty nice, man. I don't know what School of Jump is, but if it has One Piece in it, I will be there. Number 8, and now this one is one that we already know, and one that, well, not that we already know, but we know that it's coming, and they keep hyping it up, man. It has me really, really hyped. One Piece 20th Anniversary Surprise, which is going to take place on July 22nd. Something will happen. Lots of must-see news for fans. You already know what that means, man. The Bearer of Big News is going to be covering this, man. So July 22nd is going to be an interesting day, because that is going to be 20th anniversary of the GOAT, man. But I wonder what kind of videos, like, I know what I'm gonna be doing, but I wonder what kind of videos we're gonna see from the community when it comes to the 20th anniversary of One Piece, man. I know that Rogers Base is doing his 20 for 20 for celebrating the anniversary of One Piece. I'm pretty sure that like Zoro and Jorishe will be having a live stream. A Grand Life Chronicles for the 20th anniversary, man. That would be awesome. So I'd love to take part in that, because I think I'm taking that day off from work, and just to see, man, what the community is going to do on that day, on the 20th anniversary, is going to be awesome sauce, man. Us in the YouTube anime community, we've been here for a while. I remember when the 15th anniversary happened. I wasn't making videos, but I was definitely in the comment sections. I remember whenever King of Lightning made his 15th anniversary videos. Whenever Volume 67 came out, we were in Punk Hazard at the time. So yeah, it's been a while, man. But now it's the 20th anniversary, man. But regardless, I'm still looking forward to what the surprise is gonna be. Of course, their July 22nd happens a little way earlier than ours, so I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of news is gonna break during the night, man. And it's gonna be awesome sauce, man. I'm really excited for it. Even if it's something small, like I can't wait to see what the staff has planned, because he says it's lots of must-see news for fans. I don't care what it is at this point, man. As long as it's something, because we've already had so much awesome sauce that I already like. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied, bro. I'm getting an A. Well, let me finish this 10. Number 9. Now this one has me hyped, bro, cause y'all know me, man. I love my Toriko. Where is it? I love my Toriko, man. And number 9 says manga about memories with Oda by Shimabukuro Mitsutoshi, bro. I will be reading that. No question. Not only is it a manga about memories with Oda, all right, but it is being drawn by Shimabukuro Mitsutoshi, bro. Mitsutoshi, man. Toriko greatness, man. So I'm looking forward to that. I've always loved my collaborations and crossovers. Like, that's where most of my what if loves come from. As a huge fan of Dragon Ball, and of course with One Piece being my love, whenever we get those Dragon Ball X One Piece crossovers, whenever we got that crossover between Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Toriko, like, stuff like that's always so cool to me. Because that's something that we've always, or at least for me, that I've always thought of, man, with my brother, with my friends, man, like, those what if these characters traversed another dimension and went over with these characters, not only just from a fighting aspect, from like how would they hang out, like who would get along with who, and stuff like that, man. That's why I really like those crossovers. But this is going to be strictly, from what I see, manga about memories with Oda. So I'm curious what that means. Like, is it going to be Mitsutoshi talking about his memories of whenever he was reading One Piece and how he eventually met Oda? Like, because he says it's a manga about memories. So is he going to draw it out, like him and Oda actually, like, their story together? Like, that'd be pretty interesting. And it's pretty cool how it's going to be Mitsutoshi doing this. A manga about memories with Oda, man. It could be, him drawing them two, and how they met, how they became friends, and maybe the journey of how Toriko and One Piece got together, and then how it escalated him and as a mangaka, how One Piece influenced them. Maybe it might be a manga about Mitsutoshi himself. Like, he'll draw a manga about himself wanting to become a mangaka and being so inspired by Oda, or he does an actual manga about Oda himself. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Regardless, I'm interested. I'm interested because it's gonna be Mitsutoshi working in a manga about Oda. So we'll see what happens there. And then finally, guys, number 10 is an official tour insert for Saikyo Jump's One Piece Party. And I have no idea in the Flying Flag Nerds what a official tour insert is. No, for one, the One Piece Party is that that one spinoff thing. I actually keep up with that. That's the little spinoff series that they have. But I don't know what official tour insert is. I have no idea what that means. But all of this, shout out to Yonko Productions for bringing us this this thing translated. You know, always a huge shout out to him, man. He brings the awesome sauce, man. Like I can always count on him to bring us some great news and some big stuff to the table, man, for talk about some One Piece, man. But before I get into little snips and bits that were translated by Sandman from Arlong Park, I just want to talk about this 20th anniversary, man. Like, you know, today I was really coming on here and I was planning to do strictly a thing based around the openings of One Piece, man. But you have to go with the flow. You have to go with how the times roll, man. And listen, dude, we have all of this big news. Like, come on, man. When I saw that ASL thing, bro, I'm still hyped over it, bro. Like, it's gonna be a what if situation of what if freaking Sabo would have saved them at the last moment, man. Like, how would that have changed the landscape of the world, of the One Piece world as we know it, bro? Because Marineford, I mean, it shook the One Piece world, bro. It was never the same after that. So Sabo showing up, how does that change? How did that change the whole entire world as it is? Like, seriously, man. You know, Garp doesn't go back to Garp doesn't leave the Marines, right? Because the reason why Garp left the Marines was because Ace died. Or yeah, well, that's the main gist of it. Is because Ace died, and then, you know, he said, nah, I'm done with this, man. And that's why he retired. So, you know, Garp leaving the Marines, man, us getting new admirals. Because if this doesn't happen, maybe Aokiji and Akainu never duke it out. But then what happens after that? Like, okay, so Ace takes out, or Sabo saves Luffy and Ace. Then do all three of them try to take on Akainu? Or does Sabo say, you guys go ahead, revolutionaries arrive, and they take care of business? So then Shanks never arrives? Like, I'm interested, man, because there's so many different things. So, okay, so the revolutionaries arrive. They try to let the Whitebeard pirates try to get away. So Ace and Whitebeard survive. The revolutionaries stay to take on the Marines. But at the same time, I don't see Luffy and Ace leaving Sabo behind. Especially if this is the first time that they see Sabo and they think he's been dead this entire time. Oh my god, bro, the feels, man. I just got hit with the feels. Son, if they see Sabo, I just realized that this will be the first. They thought he was dead. And now, right before Ace dies, Sabo comes in and saves the day, bro. Hey, it's gonna be emotional, man. Sabo! Like, you just hear Ace's voice actor, man. Arigato! Yo! This is gonna be legendary, man. I can't wait, bro. When that thing is released, man, you already know. We're here to talk about it, man, on the channel, but that's gonna be incredible. But still, man, you have to think about these scenarios. Like the One Piece world. I mean, it's gonna be an awesome moment just to see, but and of course it's just a what if scenario, but you know, with that scenario comes all these other scenarios of like how much would the One Piece world be that much more different than we know it today. Like maybe in that particular thing, that's what he'll show us. He'll show us what if Ace had not died. This would be how the One Piece world would actually have gone down, and this is how the story would have gone down from that point on if Ace would have survived. And if Sabo would have showed up, bro, oh man, that moment's gonna be so good. Sabo! I mean, I love chapter 731, man. Like that is my stuff. When Ace or when Luffy sees Sabo again, man, legendary chapter. But no, man, this is gonna have me like, oh my god, bro, my emotions, man, are gonna be out of this world, son. Just to see that panel where Ace and Luffy are just like, Sabo, man, is that really you? Sabo just looks back, bro. I have chills, bro. It's the 3 of them and adults, man. So that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for that what if story, man. I'm looking forward to the Ace novel as well. You damn well better believe that we'll be reading that as well, man. Because it's flipping Ace, man. It's Ace. It's a novel about Ace. So, but I want to go ahead and get to this interview. Like, oh my god, bro. I'm looking at this. Look at this panel, bro. Look at this. He comes in. And Sabo grabs Luffy, pushes Ace. Jinbei's over here looking at Luffy, man. Oh my gosh, bro. Sabo, look at the Luffy and Ace looking back. They're like, what? And I can't read what it says right here because, of course, I can't read Japanese. But good lord, man. Yo, dude, I'm hyped, man. I can't wait for this, bro. And then this page, my special episode of Luffy, 1 out of 3. Oh, 1 out of 3. So that means that it's gonna be 3 parts, more than likely. It's gonna have three different parts. Since this is the first one, it'll have, man, I can't believe this, bro. So the first part will be in the Marineford stuff. The second will be like the post Marineford, and then after that will be like maybe current stuff, like what would happen if Ace was still here, and whatnot. So. That's gonna be interesting, man. I can't wait, bro. See, here's this picture, man. Look, this is the picture that I sent my boy Josh, man. Right here. This is the picture I sent him, man. Because I was like, Jesus Christ, bro. This is crazy. All right, so here we go. Here we go. All right, so right here, just a couple of little things from the interview that's been translated thus far. Apparently, it's an 8,000 word interview that is going to be coming out. But this is some of like summarized things by and translated by Sandman. The first one: Oda enjoys talking with young assistants since they are familiar with trends. That's so awesome. Like, the fact that Oda enjoys talking to guys that are younger than him because he realizes that in order to keep his manga up with the times and his storytelling up with the times, he needs to find out what's trending right now, what's hot right now. Because the way that his schedule must be, he must not have much time in order to flip through and see what's hot right now. So I like that. Now this next one, I can most certainly relate to this, man, as a writer as well. Oda loves film and documentaries. He analyzes why people enjoy each film, man. I do that as well, bro, which is why I don't watch much movies, because I can't get invested into movies, bro. If you can invest me into a movie, it's a damn good movie, man. That's why I have to give a huge shout out to Tarantino, man, because Tarantino can pull me into a movie, man. He really can. But and Star Wars, of course, because that's a part of who I am, man. I love Star Wars, but yeah, Oda loves film and documentaries, man. Like, documentaries are documentaries and podcasts. That's my life right there, man. Especially when it comes to pro wrestling and the creation behind things, the psychology behind things. Like, that stuff really, really interests me, man. I love it. If you guys have great documentaries to watch, you let me know, man. Like, I love documentaries. I listen to documentaries. Awesome. And history documentaries, sports documentaries, man. I love documentaries and sports, man. Their 30 for 30 series is so damn good on ESPN, man. But I love documentaries, but I can definitely see where Oda's coming from with he analyzes why people enjoy each film, because I feel him on that, man. Because you want to analyze why people enjoy this stuff that's so popular, why people enjoy this, why do people enjoy this? As in, you have to dissect it and see, why do people hate this? Why do people love this? Because you need to dissect and see, is it because these characters, they just can't connect with them? Is it because over here on the good side, is it because it's more of a relatable story? Is it because it's a really well-told story with strong characters, with these incredible character moments? Why do people think this movie's bad? Like, I understand where Oda's coming from there. Like, I love doing that when it comes to films as well. But that's also why I don't watch many films. Because I love getting immersed. I love getting really invested, emotionally invested. And I can't really do that when it comes to films, because I know so much of the behind-the-scenes stuff, because I worked in behind-the-scenes in TV production for a majority of my school life, and still up to this until this very day. So it's very hard to get immersed when it comes to film. But I love doing that as well. I love analyzing film, television, books, and manga, and whatever the case may be, man. Like, that's my stuff right there. So that's awesome that Oda loves to do it too, man. Oda loves film documentaries, man. I wonder what kind of documentaries, man. I know Oda knows a lot about secret societies and a lot about the history of the world just based off of whatever it's so far in his story. So I mean, I just want to sit down and have a conversation with this man one day. Oda himself doesn't know much about recent games, and instead he tells his assistants to spend Oda's studio money on buying new games. He's a good man. He's a good man, and we play video games out here, bro. He says he doesn't, like I said before. Same thing with the trends thing. He doesn't know what's popping, so he sends his assistants to go out and buy what's popping. Man, we'll play him over here in the studio. You know what I mean? So that's pretty awesome. Oda prefers collecting information to sleeping. He says he even wants to become a robot who doesn't need sleep, man. If that's not a factual statement, I don't know what is, man. Like just collecting information, man. You're getting all this knowledge, man, and keep getting it, but not getting tired, man. I mean, of course, we're humans, so it has to happen, but good lord, bro. That would be awesome, man. And or how do I put it? I know where Oda's coming from, but of course, he does it to like the most extreme because we know how he is, man. He doesn't sleep. My man goes a long time without sleeping, and so I mean, my man only sleeps like 2 to 3 to 4 hours, a night, working on this legendary series. So the fact that he says he prefers collecting information to sleeping just shows, and he even says he wants to become a robot who doesn't need sleep, man. I know that's like a very comedic statement, but you can feel a little bit, like a slight amount of that. It's really coming from the heart in that statement, man. Like he really wishes that he didn't have these limitations that are present by being a human, so that he could continuously work on a series, man. Like Oda's insane, man. I remember in one of his interviews recently, he stated that if he feels like if he sleeps more, his manga will be less quality, man. He is risking his life and his health to bring us a phenomenal story, man. Like, Oda's insane, man. I love him, though. Oda takes care of his neck and back via chiropractic. I need to do that. I need to do that, man, because I always have neck and back problems. Oda is very confident that he will not die from overwork since he doesn't feel stressed, at least when he is drawing manga. Oda also says he feels exhausted when there are many works other than manga. He's a strong man, bro. Listen to this. Oda is very confident he will not die from overwork because he doesn't feel stressed whenever he is drawing manga, man. If that is not love and passion, I don't know what is, man. Because when you're doing what you love, you don't feel tired. You don't feel tired in the slightest, and the hours just fly by, man. Like, I can give you a perfect example right now. When I'm in the zone and I'm writing, I can look at the clock right now. It's 6:03, and if I'm like in the zone, man, it'll be like 11:59. In like that, when you're in the zone and you're writing, man, like I understand where he's coming from that, man. Whenever like I'm watching a pro wrestling event and I'm really invested into it, oh my gosh, man! But before I know it, it's over. Man. So when you're doing something that you love, you don't feel you don't feel like your headaches, you don't feel your back pains, you don't feel stressed, you don't feel how tired. You're just enjoying. You're immersed in there, man. And I love that feeling. Like that feeling of being in the zone is so amazing. So I understand where Oda's coming from when he states that. Oda has never experienced a callus caused by too much drawings. I'm really happy for him on that, man, because for me, whenever I start like whenever I'm writing a lot, man, this hurts. That's at times, man. Like it really, really does. So I'm happy that he's never experienced that, man, because he draws a lot, bro. So Oda tells his editors that he will take care of their family if the editor is down from illness or injury due to overwork. Man, he's a damn good man, bro. Let me read that one more time. Oda tells his editors that he will take care of their family if the editor is down from illness or injury due to overwork, man. It's awesome, bro. It's awesome that he has his editors, in his thoughts, because these guys have to stay up with him, and they're with him throughout this entire process. So if they fall due to illness or injury or they're overwork, Oda's got him covered. Give him a meal. Send money to his family. Do whatever they need to do in order to get them back to good health, man. Oda's a good guy. Oda has been encouraging victims from earthquakes via drawing illustrations, but at the same time, he feels it might be meaningless if the victims are hungry. As a content creator on YouTube, I feel kind of in a similar fashion when it comes to this statement. Like, I'll give you a quick example, man, because there's and Oda's still helping. Oda's still helping. Like even when it comes to like victims from earthquakes, someone who is starving, someone who is going through a lot of problems, you know, us as artists or content creators, man, we have the power to make or break someone's time while they're reading our story, and or by seeing us, or by what we're doing. And we have to make the most out of that time that we have. Like we don't want to waste anybody's time when it comes to anything. So the point I'm trying to get to at is, if he's doing this to earthquake victims, and this is not the first time, Oda, for a lot of natural disasters that happen over there in Japan or just overall and worldwide, he always tries to draw an illustration to put a smile on somebody's face. And to me, that is something that I truly do respect about this man, bro. Because even though you may be hungry, like he said, like he says that he feels it might be meaningless even if the victims are hungry. But you yourself, there has to be a point in time to where there's so many people out there that you can't just, worry about if you can't blame yourself for everyone around the world being like dying of hunger or dying of starvation, man. Like there has to go a point in time where Oda has to realize that him doing these illustrations and him doing these drawings, and him especially to kids, like that to a kid will mean the world, man. That to even an adult, knowing that somebody out there, man, is looking out for them. Somebody out there is drawing for them. But at the same time, I understand where Oda's coming from, because if the victims are hungry, man, like they just want food, bro. They just want food, man. It's like I understand where he's coming from in a certain aspect, but another aspect, like he just in any type of way, giving them some sort of support, man, like is always good, man. It's always good. So never. I guess the best way to put it would be, I understand where he's coming from, but never say that something's meaningless. If you're supporting somebody in some way, shape, or form, if you're putting a smile on their face, it's never meaningless. And his manga taught me that. Oda's manga taught me that, man. As long as you're smiling, it's never meaningless. But I understand where he's coming from. Oda sometimes skips drawing trivial stuff. Example, Panda Man these days, since his eyesight is getting weaker, man. Flagnards. He's getting older, man. He's getting older, and staring at something for so long, bro. I mean, my eyesight gets weaker every day, but I'm in my 20s, man. But Oda's in his early 40s, and I believe that your eyesight most certainly gets weaker as time goes on. But I never really realized that Oda sometimes skips drawing trivial stuff, but it says sometimes. We all know how Oda is, man. Whenever he can, he does it. But yeah, whenever he needs to just take his time, just take his time, man. His I'm gonna enjoy it regardless, man. Oda, take your time, my brother. Take your time. Oda needs to consult his notebooks about the details of the One Piece world. Now, I love this statement because we remembered whenever they released a picture of what he had like in store for the future. He had like the Revolutionary book, had a book about the Yonkos, a book about Big Mom, and he had like all these books ready for him to go in order for him to go back to and see some like details, maybe for some foreshadowing purposes, or to go back and look at some other things purposes, whatever the case may be. But I love how it's like Oda himself says that he needs to consult his notebooks about the details of the One Piece world, because that's something that cannot be stressed enough, man. And the reason why we look up to Oda so much is because everybody has to go through it. If you're a storyteller, everybody goes through it. We all forget things. I mean, look at Toriyama, how much he says that he forgets certain characters. We know he forgets certain characters and certain events that happen in the story. But, for us as artists, or for people who make stories like this, we always have to go back and look at the previous works in our story. But when it comes to Oda, since his world and his story is so big, he not only has to look at the past of One Piece. In his notebooks, he has to look at the details of what he's planning to do and foreshadow for the future. And these threads he's continuing to progress through, and more threads that he's continuing to create with every single arc. So whenever he goes to consult these notebooks, I mean, regardless if he has like a notebook for Whole Cake Island, a notebook for Wano, a notebook for Reverie, a notebook for just so let's just say if he has like a notebook for, okay, so he has one notebook for the Whole Cake Island stuff. He has one notebook for the revolutionaries. He has one notebook for the world government. He has one notebook for the Yonko, and that type of stuff. Like, and then within those notebooks, he has storyline threads that goes towards the other stories and other arcs and whatnot. So in order to look back and remind himself that these things are connecting to something else that's even bigger in the future, he definitely would have to consult his notebooks for a lot of even minor details, like minor character details. Like, let's just say for a minor character like well, not a really minor character, but a supporting character in like Whole Cake Island. So like if you bring up like a Perospero or a Niji and Ichiji, somebody from the German 66, something as simple as him doing like a little character little description right here of like how tall he is or what he likes to eat, the kind of character that he is. The small things like that are really important when it comes to bringing a character to life. And maybe he needs to consult his notebooks for even small stuff like that, but I can really respect that as an author, because not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people do that, man. A lot of people just let their stuff go, and then they forget about half of the crap that they write, and they decide not to go back and go do it. But Oda not only goes back and looks at his previous stuff, but he also consults his notebooks about the details of the One Piece world, just because this story is so big, man. He has to do it. He has to do it, son. Oda's glad that Shueisha allows him to take more breaks these days. He goes to foreign countries, Singapore, Hawaii, Guam, at least once a year. That's cool. That's cool. I didn't really know that he went to foreign countries that often. He goes at least once a year. And I'm happy for him too, man. He can take as many breaks as he wants, man. He works his butt off, man, to bring us greatness, man. So Oda can most certainly take as many breaks as he wants. Now this one right here, bro. This would be something that I would love to see. Like, I would love if Oda just did like an entire like autobiography after he completed this journey. Oda wants to go on a round the world trip when One Piece is finished. Can you imagine that? Excuse me. Can you imagine that, man? He says he'd like to visit Asian countries, such as India. He also says that he wants to take a break during serialization to visit world heritages, which require physical strength to go. He wants to visit various countries by 50 years old. So let me go ahead and read that one more time. Oda wants to go on a round-the-world trip when One Piece is finished. He says he'd like to visit Asian countries, such as India. He also says that he wants to take a break during a serialization, so while the manga's running, to visit world heritages, which require physical strength to go. He wants to visit various countries by 50 years old, man. So Oda is basically saying that while he still has the strength to go to all of these different places, then he will like to take this time to do so. And whenever he wants to do it, Oda, man, you fly over to wherever you want, son. We'll wait for you to come back, man, because you deserve it, man. Go out with your family, son. Go out there, because knowing Oda, man, just looking at myself and how I would do it, if I were to go to so many other places, man. Whenever you go to all these other places, bro, you just want to take it all in, man. Like, it's one thing to look at it online, it's one thing to research on it, it's one thing to look at documentaries, but it's another thing to actually be there and be a part of it and be a part of the culture, learning about the culture, just being a part of this entire thing. That's one thing I would love to do in terms of going around the world with just a backpack, man, and just traveling, going around, learning everybody's cultures, writing down little things, getting more story ideas through that, man. Like, that kind of stuff is awesome to me, bro. So Oda states that he wants to do something like that when One Piece is finished, but at the same time, he also wants to take a break during civilization to visit world heritages. So that's interesting, man. That's interesting that Oda's looking towards the future. Just aside from just the One Piece story, into his actual life and things that he has actual goals that he wishes to accomplish, outside of One Piece. So that's really awesome sauce as well, man. He wants to go on a round the world trip though, bro. Kind of like how the Straw Hats did that. That's cool. I like that. What Oda wants most now is a floating seahorse in Dubai, since he can see fish outside the window. That's so random. Oda has a longing for sea and snow since his childhood, because he lived in South Mountain areas in Japan, man. Yeah, I feel him on the snow thing, man, because I used to live up there in the snow. But yeah, man, I was never really able to see much of a lot of the stuff because of where I lived as well. But I think that's why Oda's imagination is so grand, because it says right here, Oda has a longing for sea and snow because he lived in South Mountain areas. So, you know, if Oda lived in that type of, like, he was longing to see this type of stuff because he wasn't able to see it, maybe that led towards his imagination, man, because, you know, whenever you're not able to see a lot of the stuff, man, like, a lot of stuff that you want to see in your, and there's a lot of stuff that you would love to see, so you start imagining, man. You start, you know, bringing up these mental images in your head of how it could be, how it might be, what you do when you would get there, and that in of itself creates its own world within your mind. Maybe that helped sort of create One Piece, you know, help his imagination, his creativity into what we see today. But yeah, so far that's what Sandman has translated for us, man. It's awesome sauce, dude. I love what I've read this far, man. Like, this is some awesome stuff, and I always love seeing these type of interviews when it comes to authors that I really love, and of course, Oda's the GOAT, man. So every time I get to see stuff like this, it's really, really awesome, man. But holy sweet mother of Flagnars, man, we've gotten so much in this week, man. Like, there's sometimes there are some insane, like, I've been following the series for quite some time, and there's some weeks to where, like, there's nonstop news and you're just going crazy, you know, especially whenever there's a crazy event happens in the chapter, in a chapter. But in this case, in its 20th anniversary, there's just so much going on, so many news, so many announcements, little interviews like this, man. You know, big projects, things you would never even have expected, anime specials, and both the anime and the manga are running alongside this, bro, so it's a great time to be a fan of One Piece, man. A great time to be a fan of One Piece, man. Like, just speaking for me, with this whole Kick Island arc going as awesome as it is, man, with the animating as great as it is, me having, you know, slowly but surely going through this, man, just taking my time with this awesome sauce, man, hearing those commentaries from the Funimation squad talking about, you know, the One Piece journey and thus far and whatnot. It's been freaking awesome sauce, man. And, you know, just living it, man, living the journey, living the adventure of One Piece, man, and discussing it and talking about it here, and he's like in here now, man. It's just so awesome, bro. Like there's just so many things right now. It's such an amazing time to be a fan, man. Amazing time. And I can only imagine that the announcements are just gonna keep coming. The announcements are just going to keep rolling, man, and that's what I'm shook about, because I've already had so much. I mean, just the ASL What If, it was enough for me, man. Everything else was overkill. Everything else was overkill, man. You know, today I came on here planning to do an openings video, but I ended up talking about the greatness of these 20th anniversary announcements for like an hour. But you know what? That's what we do, man. That's what we do on here, son. So thank you guys so much for watching, man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for leaving your comments and for talking about the greatness with me every single week, man. This has been episode 11 of the Recon's Piece. We will return with episode 12. On that episode, I plan on having the openings. You know, I don't stress stuff like this, man. When it comes to, like, whenever I have something planned and then we get something big like this and I have to move those plans, man, I never stress something like that, because that just means that this is what I was meant to do at this point in time, man. And this is what I wanted to talk about, honestly, bro. I wanted to talk about this greatness, man. I'm still not over this, man. Look at this greatness, bro. Sapa pushes him out of the way, man. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to all these 10 big upcoming projects. I'm looking forward to this entire thing, man. The manga about Memories with Oda and Mitsutoshi, man. But these next couple of weeks, man, just getting all this stuff for the 20th anniversary is going to be flipping awesome sauce, man. But you guys have been awesome today. We will continue the One Piece hype on here for the 20th anniversary. I have a lot of stuff planned that I want to do for the 20th anniversary of One Piece, man. So if you want to stick with me, you know, turn on the notification bell, man, in order to receive notification of the videos go live, and we'll continue talking about the greatness, man. Thank you so much for watching. I hope all of you have an awesome sauce of a day, and keep loving the one, the only. Whoa!